I was 9 years old when my world turned upside down. My parents' divorce came like a sudden storm, tearing apart the life I'd known. My mother left us, me, my younger sisters Anna and Chloe, and our father, and her absence carved a hollow space in our home. She didn't just leave Dad. She drifted out of our lives almost entirely, her visits sporadic and her calls even rarer. It was as if she'd erased us from her story. My father, though, stepped into the breach. He became both parents to us, juggling work, school runs, and the endless demands of 3 kids. It wasn't perfect. There were nights when dinner was just cereal and times when his exhaustion showed in the lines on his face. But he held us together. We found a rhythm, a fragile kind of stability. And I grew up fast, learning to help with Chloe's pigtails or Anna's homework when Dad was stretched too thin. 6 years later, when I was 15, Fiona entered our lives. Dad had started dating her, and I remember the first time he told me about her over breakfast. I was pouring orange juice, and my hand froze midair. Another woman? The idea felt like an intrusion, a stranger stepping into the space Mom had left behind. I didn't know what to make of her at first. Fiona with her soft voice and warm brown eyes, always carrying a bag of groceries or a book she thought one of us might like. Chloe, being the youngest, warmed her quickly, drawn in by Fiona's knack for baking cookies and her endless patience with board games. Anna, though, kept her distance, her smiles polite but guarded. As for me, I hovered somewhere in between, wary but curious. Over time, Fiona's presence became less jarring. She didn't try to replace anyone. She just showed up, steady and kind, until I realized I didn't mind her being around. Then, a few months ago, Dad dropped the news that changed everything. He and Fiona were engaged. We were sitting in the living room, me sprawled on the couch, Chloe doodling in a notebook, Anna curled up in the armchair with her phone. Dad's voice was steady but nervous as he told us, holding Fiona's hand like it was an anchor. I saw the ring glint on her finger, simple and silver, and felt a strange mix of happiness and unease. Chloe squealed and hugged them both, her excitement spilling over. I managed a smile, even a quiet congratulations, because I could see how much Dad cared about Fiona, how she made him laugh in a way I hadn't heard in years. But Anna, she went still, her face paling as if the air had been sucked out of the room. She mumbled something about homework and disappeared upstairs. I knew then that this wasn't going to be easy for her. Anna's reaction didn't fully hit me until later. She'd always been a dreamer, the one who held on to stories of what could have been. For years, she clung to this quiet hope that Mom and Dad might find their way back to each other, that our family could be whole again. I'd let go of that fantasy long ago. Mom's absence had made it clear she wasn't coming back. But Anna hadn't. To her, Fiona wasn't just a change. She was the end of that dream. A week after the announcement, I caught her plotting something ridiculous. She'd met this woman at a coffee shop, some single mom who chatted with her about school, and Anna decided she'd be perfect for Dad. She even invited the woman to our house under some flimsy excuse, hoping Dad might notice her instead of Fiona. It backfired spectacularly. Dad figured it out almost instantly, and the argument that followed was brutal. Raised voices, slammed doors, Anna storming off in tears. I stood in the hallway, caught between wanting to comfort her and feeling furious at how far she'd gone. That fight was a breaking point. Dad suggested therapy, and though Anna rolled her eyes at first, we all agreed to go. The sessions were awkward at the start, sitting in a circle on stiff chairs, a therapist with a clipboard asking us to share. But slowly, things unraveled. I listened as Anna admitted how much she missed Mom, how she'd built this perfect picture of our parents together based on half-remembered moments from when we were little. She talked about feeling betrayed, like Dad's engagement was a choice to forget Mom entirely. Hearing her say it out loud made my chest ache. I hadn't realized how much she'd been carrying. I shared, too, about how I'd been scared of Fiona at first, but had come to see her as someone who cared about us, not a threat. Dad opened up about his loneliness after Mom left, how Fiona had brought light back into his life. Even Chloe piped up, saying she just wanted everyone to stop fighting. It was messy and raw, but it felt like we were finally seeing each other. Therapy didn't fix everything overnight, but it cracked open doors we'd kept shut. I started noticing Fiona differently, how she'd leave little notes for us on the kitchen counter, or how she'd ask about my day and actually listen. She wasn't trying to be mom. She was just being herself, and that started to feel okay. Anna, though, was still a puzzle. She'd softened a bit, joining us for family dinners without the sullen silence, but there was a wall between us. I'd catch her staring out the window sometimes, lost in thought, and I want to ask what she was feeling, but the words never came. I hated that distance. She was my sister, the one who'd giggle with me over dumb jokes or braid my hair when I couldn't get it right, and now it felt like we were orbiting different planets. Still, I can see things shifting. Dad and Fiona are lighter now, their engagement settling into something real and solid. I'll catch them dancing in the kitchen. Some slow, goofy sway to a song on the radio, and it makes me smile despite myself. Chloe's all in, already calling Fiona Fi, like they're best friends. Anna's not there yet, but she's trying. She'll linger after therapy, asking quiet questions, and I can tell she's wrestling with letting go. As for me, I'm finding my footing. I want Anna to be okay, to see what I see in Fiona, but I know she needs time. We all do. We're not the family we were when I was 9, and we're not the one Anna imagined we could be. But we're here, stumbling through it together, and I have the stubborn hope that with enough talking, enough patience, we'll figure out how to be something new, something good.